Many developers often only consider using Oracle's VirtualBox for creating local virtual machines used for testing, development, and training with Linux. There are actually a couple other options to consider. Today, I'm going to demonstrate how to use VMware on a Mac along with HashiCorp Vagrant to set up and initialize a quick Linux instance for testing, development, and training. Now, most of this is about the same for Windows as well, so stick with me as we quickly move through this very basic tutorial using VMware with Vagrant to install a Fedora 39 instance. To install VMware, the first part is to navigate to the VMware site at vmware.com. Click on the Products menu and then locate See Desktop Hypervisors at the bottom. When the page reloads, you should see a title that says Fusion and Workstation with a download button. Go ahead and click the Download Now. And this will take you to the Broadcom website asking you to authenticate. Now, if you don't have an account, please create one now. Once you're done, after logging back in, your page may show the My Dashboard page, like this one. If it does, then just simply click on My Downloads, and then you should see an information alert saying Free Software Downloads available here. Let's click the link. So we're interested in two application links here for Mac users and Windows users. For Mac, we're going to be using the VMware Fusion link. For Windows users, we'll use the VMware Workstation Pro link. Let's start with it. Go ahead and click the VMware Workstation Pro link. As the page reloads, you should see a VMware Workstation Pro 25H2 for Windows. Now, VMware has moved away from traditional version numbers and instead has chosen to use a calendar year plus the half of the year it was released. So here, 25H2 just simply means 2025 and the second half of the year. Go ahead and click on the 25H2 link, and this will take you to a page with primary downloads. We'll go ahead and ignore the open source tab. So on the right side is a download icon. Now, if this is not available, then you probably have a Show Terms and Conditions checkbox. Here, I've already gone through that process. Once you're done viewing the terms and conditions, go back, click the checkbox, and then, of course, your download will be available. For my Windows users, that's it for now. Just go ahead and click the download and proceed with your installation. Okay. For my Mac users, we're going to go ahead and go back to My Downloads. We'll click the informational link again for downloads available here. And then we'll select VM Fusion on this side. We'll select the Fusion 25H2 and the link inside. Again, if you see a checkbox for terms and conditions, you'll have to click the link for the terms and conditions. And after you finish that wonderful reading, come back and click the checkbox and the download link will be available. I'm not going to go through the installation of VMware Workstation for Windows or VMware Fusion for macOS. These are fairly basic installs that honestly anyone can complete. But they are necessary steps before we can continue the next part, which is installing Vagrant. To install Vagrant, navigate over to the HashiCorp site, which is developer.hashicorp.com Vagrant. On the left side, click on the Install link. If you have Homebrew installed on your Mac, it's really just a matter of typing the commands in the terminal, as you see here. And Homebrew will do the rest. But if you do not, you'll need to select the appropriate download link from the binary section. If you're using a newer Mac, then you'll need an ARM64 download. This is important for all of the M1, M2, and so forth Apple architectures. Otherwise, if you have an older Intel unit, use the AMD 64 download link. For my Windows users, I need you to pay attention to this, to whether your processor is AMD or Intel. This actually matters, and I need you to select the appropriate link. Once you've downloaded the application, go ahead and follow the installation instructions. Again, these are very basic, and you should be able to do these on your own with no problem. So after installing Vagrant, we're going to open up our terminal on our Mac, or PowerShell for Windows users. And at the prompt, we're going to type Vagrant dash version and hit enter. So you should see a version number or something similar to what I have here. Now, because we're going to be using VMware, we also need to install a VMware utility provider. At the command line, we're going to type Vagrant plugin install Vagrant VMware desktop. Okay, after the install is complete, let's verify the installation. Let me clear the screen. Let's type Vagrant plugin list. This should return something that says Vagrant-VMware-desktop, and here it displays a version number of 3.0.5. So we're very close to finishing up here, and the final steps now include creating a directory to hold our Linux lab. Let's assume the location you are at in the terminal is the location you want to create your Vagrant installation, or your Linux VM. So let's create a folder by typing the following command, mkdir Linux lab, and hit enter. The command will be the same for both Windows and Mac OS users. Next, let's change directories into the Linux lab by typing cd Linux lab and hit enter. Now, there are many ways to go about this next step, but what we're going to do is copy a file called Vagrantfile into the Linux lab folder. I have a copy on my personal GitHub site. You can access it by navigating to github.com/cypinman95 /Fedora39/Vagrantfile. Now, once you're there, if you have Git installed, simply check out or fork a copy for yourself. If you don't, we're going to keep this fairly basic. Just click on the Vagrant file, and then either click download to download a copy, but ensure that you remove the .txt and then click save. Or what you can do is click on raw and select the contents and copy. Now I'm going to go back to my terminal, and because I'm using macOS here, I'm going to create the file locally. But again, if you've copied it and you've downloaded it, move the file into your Linux lab folder. So for me, I'm going to type vi Vagrant file. Notice that the V is capitalized here. Inside of the VI terminal, I'm going to hit I for insert mode, and then just paste the contents inside the terminal. I'll hit the escape key, and then I'll type :WQ to write and to quit. Notice that the WQ here is in lowercase, and then I'll hit enter. Now, the next step is very simple. At the command line, we're going to type Vagrant space up, and then we'll hit enter and begin the install and execution of the Linux VM locally. Keep in mind, based on your download speeds, this could take quite a while. Okay, that took quite some time. So at this point, the next step we want to proceed with is to halt the Vagrant instance. I'm going to type clear at the bottom. We'll type Vagrant halt and hit enter. This will cause the Linux instance that was started up with Vagrant to end. Next, because we've installed VMware, this next part is crucial for both Windows and macOS users. You need to open VMware Fusion app on macOS or VMware Workstation on Windows. Once it's open, you may see something like this. Next, at the command line, with the VMware app running, type vagrant up -- provider equals VMware _ desktop and hit enter. We'll go back down, reopen our VMware Fusion app. We'll click on our virtual machine library under the window menu option. Nothing is available yet. Close that. I'm going to click cancel here. Close the VMware Fusion and then reopen it. And there we go. Our local instance is now started up where we can access the Fedora 39 Linux instance. Notice that the username is Vagrant and the password as well will be Vagrant. Click Login. And we're in. Now, if you'd like, you can double-click on the header to maximize the screen for your Linux instance. Here we can click on the terminal within the VM and run all of our Linux commands. We also have a file system viewer as well as various applications that are installed. Okay, that's it for now. We have successfully installed VMware and Vagrant to run a local Linux instance on your desktop. If you made it this far in the video, please leave a comment, VMware rocks, or not. At any rate, I would love to hear from you and what you think. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please click the subscribe button and click the like button. I hope to produce some similar videos in the near future on other alternatives to VirtualBox like this one. If you think that's something you would like to see, let me know as well in the comments. Cheers, everybody.